So in this video, I'm going to give you tools and real life resources that you can use to help you start your journey of determining your business name. It may not be, as important as some of the other aspects, but it's pretty important, guys. So stay tuned. Choosing a business name is like one of the most important things you can do at the start of I'm starting a business and going into an entrepreneur journey. Keeping in mind, guys, that your business name and your business, it ultimately is going to be your brand, and it's going to be the thing that people remember you for. So you want to make sure that you're choosing a name that can last, withstand the time, and be something that can always be something that you're known for and that you're proud to be known for. So, all right, so just starting off with like one of the most easiest things that you can do if you are just like dumbfounded on figuring out your business name, use a name generator. There are some awesome sites. I only know of two good credible ones, Luca and Namelix. These will help you to come up with business names and even take it a step further to kind of base it off of what's actually going on in your industry. I think it's fair and I think it's good. It also because you can come up with like logos that kind of give you like logos that you can use for that business name. But it just really takes a lot of the thinking off of your plate. So if that's just a route that you're like, I just need something easy and quick, I would for sure go with one of those sites or maybe another if you come across something. Or even Chat GPT, just keeping it real. And that ain't even on the script. But ChatGPT may actually be a good resource for you to come up with as well. But to come up with the name, at least start the steps of coming up with a name. Now, one of the other things that I love personally is to use a thesaurus. Now, I did not use this for either of my businesses. Not Cascade Tax and Accounting Solutions, not Tashima Cole, Tashima Freeman, and not It's Tashima is. I did not use a thesaurus, but I use a thesaurus for like everything else in my business. But it really helps to bring some creativity into the name of your business, and I love that aspect. And then another thing you could always do is use synonyms. Like if you like a name but you're like it's just so common or so many people are using that same name, maybe you can use a synonym that means the same thing or something on the lines of that. But a thesaurus may not be what you were thinking was gonna be on my list of options, but I put it at the top because it is also one of the easiest things that you can do. And I just love it because it really helps you to kind of like spark that creativity. All right, so next, think about your audience. Like really take a minute and think about your audience, because when you create a name, you do not want to confuse them. You don't want them to be wondering like, that ain't got nothing to do with the business or the industry at all. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. If you know that you have a restaurant, we'll just use a restaurant as an example. And in this restaurant, you want to call it Truffle Cajun City or something. Truffle Cajun City. So you already know you're going to get a lot of people who are possibly from the South who love Cajun seasoning. And then you're also going to get people who like truffles. And I don't even care for truffles like that. Like all the stuff on the French fries, I could do without. I like my French fries with either seasoning salt, or the Cajun seasoning. Keep it simple. But you're going to confuse people if you don't even have truffle fries in your restaurant or anything with truffle on it. So don't just choose a name because you like it. You don't want to confuse your audience. You want it to make sense for them. And you want them to hear the name or to see the name and automatically know, so to speak, what your business is and what your business is about. Don't have people like having a dig, because sometimes people will come across your business and based off of the name itself, just the name, not even going into the branding or anything like that, just the name, it will intrigue them. But like I said, if you talking about Truffle Cajun City and then they get on the menu, they don't see nothing with truffle on it, and ain't nothing about it is Cajun or Louisiana, nothing like that. That's that's a turnoff. You don't want to do that. So keep that in mind. Another thing that you can do, and this is actually what I did for my accounting business, find something that inspires you. Use a name that may inspire you. So KSK, Tax and Accounting Solutions, is actually named after my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my granddad. So my great grandmother, Catherine Freeman, which is K. My grandmother, Sarah DeWitt, which is the S. And my granddad, King David, which is the second K. So that was something that inspired me. But what I did was I also thought about my audience. I didn't just keep it KSK. That's why I added the tax and accounting solutions to it as well. And a big part of why I kind of have the name a tad bit long is because some people either didn't know I did taxes or did not know I did accounting. So I put both. So it's very clear. I'm thinking about my audience here. It is very clear on what it is that I do. And I just use the KSK as my inspiration, which is part of the reason why I do what I do. So I think that also helps you a lot. You may just have to tie it in so that it makes sense. Now, this next one, I actually did this for my coaching business. So if you notice, I don't necessarily have just a business name for my coaching business. I do use the term Tashima Co, especially for my email community. Once you get into my coaching business, or you're a part of the cohort, you're going to hear Tashima Co. But a big part of it is just me using my name. I have branded myself. So I use Tashima Freeman. Even if you see my monogram, it's TF. I'm keeping it all about me because this is not just my business, but it is my personal brand. It is a full representation of me. And I think it is one of the easiest things that you can do, especially if you have a coaching or a consulting business, to just brand yourself. You don't have to do too much with the naming when it comes to that. Now, my favorite thing, and I probably should have put this at the top, but keep it simple. Keep it simple. Do not do too much. Some of y'all do too much. The names I've seen, just keep it simple. Don't do too much. You want to make sure that your name is also easy for people to remember. So don't give them a whole spiel. Don't try to make it so clever. I promise you, y'all trying to be clever in y'all businesses is going to be the reason why y'all don't get no business. Don't be too clever. If you think about some of the biggest companies, the names are so simple. Apple, Target, Publix, Beauty Masters. Like, these are simple names. Keep your business name as simple as possible. Please. Please. Because I'm going to be the friend to tell you, no, sis. No, that's not it. Try again. Start over. And that's all for the strength that I love, y'all. Now, once you've figured out your name, maybe you've gone through everything on this list and you're like, okay, I think I've actually come up with something. What you need to do now is the most important step. Check the availability. You want to make sure that, one, you can buy the domain of that name. Business tip. Because again, y'all try to be too clever. Don't get anything outside of .com. I cannot stress this enough. Don't get a .ca. Don't get a .net, .org, .no, .nothing. Only get .com, guys. Only. And if your name is not available and you're very stuck on that name, maybe add the in front of it, or maybe add something to it, shorten it, make it work. But don't try to stray away from .com to keep your name. Stop doing it. That's the most immature thing that you can do. That was the nice way of me saying what I really wanted to say. Don't do that, guys. And then after you've checked your domain and that's good to go, also go and check all social media platforms. It is so much easier for your business name to be the same on every platform, if possible. Sometimes you may have to add a THE in front of it or add something in front of it, but do your best to try to make it the same across all platforms. I love to tell people that on every platform, it's at Tashima Freeman. No matter what. TASHIMAFREEMAN. And no matter what platform you're on, you can find me at Tashima Freeman. And I feel like that just makes it a lot easier for people to remember. Just in case they're like, dang, what did she say? I'm not getting that problem too often. So always make sure that you are checking your availability. That goes a very, very long way. Especially when it comes to, the domain. I would say that's probably the most important. If you can't use it for your social media, don't let that stop you. Come up with something, add something to it, or do something to make it work and keep it pushing. But definitely, I use a website called UniWebs for all of my domain hosting. I use it for something else. I use it for everything, basically. I'll post the link below along with the name generators that I think could actually help some of you all who just like, I'm not doing the work. I just need it to happen. So I'll post all of that below. Send this link to someone. Share this video with someone. And also make sure you subscribe. Don't come up on this channel, like the video, and not subscribe. Everything I put out, I'm going to make sure that it is valuable to you all, and I'm going to make sure that it is something that will help you go a step further in you launching your business. So if there is a topic that you want to hear me discuss, or maybe even a Q&A, drop that in the comments below. I'll definitely look out for you all. And then YouTube is about to give you a video and a playlist for you all to choose from on my channel. Pick one or pick both. I'm down for either. I'll see you all on the next video.